Good morning, traders. This is Zach with 3 Peaks Trading. Nothing really setting up on the scanners too well today. I am taking a look at TRIL and AGTC for a continuation from yesterday. And then lastly, just kind of watching seed, but the volume honestly is extremely low on this. So not super confident in that stock. TRIL ended up having a ton of volume yesterday, so if this gets a little too crowded, I'm probably just backing out and not really trading it much. But definitely gonna keep an eye on it at least. Yesterday I was having some issues with this kind of stuff where the chart just feels like freezing up. I really can't do much with this kind of information. Like, is there even a way to refresh this? I guess switch charts and hope it decides to do it for me. Same thing as yesterday. I think your swim's really getting frustrating with this kind of stuff. There is basically nothing I could do except sit here and hope it fixes itself. Yesterday I ended up just, I was trading for maybe 10 minutes. I got in one trade, had issues exiting the trade. I actually had to restart Thinkorswim, and then it felt like going through as soon as the client started back up. So I pretty much called it there. I think I only lost like 90 bucks on that trade, and then the chart started freezing up just like this. So I was pretty much done trading immediately. It looks like I'm gonna have the same issue today. I don't think I'm gonna be trading much if this is how reliable the Thinkorswim platform is gonna be. Wow, there's a stock flying right now. I just watched this go up. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the percentage change, not the price. I thought I just jumped like $5. That was funny. Well, I have a really good view of one candle on TRIL, which is nice. That's sarcasm. This is great. I'm gonna try restarting the client again because I don't know what else to do. This is getting a little ridiculous. There's some chart information. Wow, that is selling off lovely. Seed, still nothing for volume. I'm pretty much not even interested in that. some of the ones I saw going on the scanner while I was glitching out. One is CPAH, and I believe the second was anti, which looks like that one kind of dumped pretty quickly. This is still kind of interesting. That was a pretty nice setup right there, like entry 151. Hopefully I don't run into too many more chart issues. If I do, I might just call it it's not worth trading if I don't have a reliable platform. A lot of volatility here on AGTC. I also do want to check out this scanner. So a lot of these I was aware of. ACRS I did see on the scanner real quick. That's got quite a bit of volume already. But AKTX, that wow. I'm surprised that didn't get halted. In fact, that's kind of insane. So really no movement on the scanner since CPAH. High day was already all the way up at 228. We also have kind of some resistance here at the $2 mark. That's kind of normal. Entry around 170 I think makes sense. Looking a little crowded, but there's a little bit of a move. A little resistance at $1.74. We're gonna hit the same resistance this time. Yeah, broke through it pretty quickly. A little crowded though. Seems like every time we get through a new price bracket, there's just a ton more sellers. Take a small loss on that one. I was looking for a little more immediate movement, not the back and forth that it was kind of going through there. This is really spiking here. I don't think I really have an entrance unless there's a pullback until it passes like 370. I'm just not interested in hopping in this late. It did kind of cross over the VWAP here, which I do enjoy. It'll usually maintain between the these two lines I've been noticing. Stock NKTR just made a sprint for it. That is a beautiful chart. Wow, there's some real moves out here. Not too interested in AGTC anymore. This stock I'm going to throw on my second monitor so I could keep an eye on both TRIL and NKTR. Both are moving very nicely. Kind of a big spread on NKTR. TRIL looks a little more manageable. This is kind of looking for a new high a day. Honestly, it's probably about to get halted. I wonder if I could predict the halt. It would need to be 60 some cents in 5 minutes. It's like right on the cusp of getting halted. I kind of want to get in before it halts. And it's about to halt. So I either got in perfect time or terribly timed. believe it needed to move 60 cents in 5 minutes from the $3 mark. So really, like, I think it was like right on the cusp of getting halted. It must not have broken the level. I would love if I could put the LUDP thing in the level 2 so I could see exactly where it would get halted. I kind of did grab this right at the top. I was really thinking it was going to keep going. I think a halt would have been perfect there. NKTR is still just running, but I don't want to be trading multiple stocks at the same time. There's a pretty nice sprint. Ooh, pulling back again. Probably should have gone for a quick trade there, just taking my profit when we were getting up in the high 380s. Might make a move back up that direction, but it doesn't mean that it's the right call overall to be holding this long. $100 profit. I would love to hop back in this, maybe over 390, maybe on the break of 4. I really like the setup of NKTR right now. I'm definitely interested in hopping in this. Pull this over for a minute or it won't let me. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. I got in basically as it kind of crossed this top right here. 23.96 you could see is right there. Not really moving like I expected it to. It kind of has this perfect tabletop though. I think it has the potential to really run here. It's not the quickest moving stock though. Looks like TRIL is starting to sell off, so I'm not as worried about that. There's a nice move. I will take my profit there. $270, not too shabby. Kind of putting this back on the back burner. I want to look around a little bit. I think I have a minute before that really starts to run again if it's going to. So CPAH is right here. What was the other one? AZRX. Having trouble typing. That's a pretty nice move. Where's our high? Oh, that is the high. Should try and look at the screen. Pretty much looking for a squeeze up toward 2. Gonna try and hop out before it hits 2 because usually it'll rebound off the resistance there. Amazing volume through here. Looks like a lot of people were watching this stock before I was, right in here. Too much of a pullback. I'm not still interested in jumping into that. CPAH making another little move. Yeah, there's a pretty nice top here. I think I'm late on hopping into it, but luckily it doesn't seem to be moving quick anywhere. Kind of stagnates pretty hard. Where was high day for this? 228. That's really got some room to move. There was resistance earlier around 195 and $2, so probably not in my best interest to hop in before the $2 mark. Could look for a quick scalp from 190 to 2, which I'm kind of thinking just because of how this is flagging here. Very nice top here. Looks like we're about to be in it. Try and get out before we run into the $2 mark. Did I actually win on that trade? I did. So I was in there earlier and lost probably $15 or so. Yeah, somewhere around there. Break over 2, interested up to a new high a day. At least test for a new high a day. Not sure if we'll actually make that. I do want to be very careful. I've watched this a couple too many times. When it crosses $1, it usually rebounds pretty quickly. So I want it to be pretty safely above that limit. I'll be trying to watch the level 2. That is breaking quickly. Wow. Sweet. Oop. Yeah, there's the rebound I was talking about. The same one I just said was going to happen. That's funny. Really hasn't dumped below the $2 mark too far, though, so I'm not as worried yet. Breaking that 205 mark pretty quickly. Oop, actually ended up going back down. Just try and take some profit off the top. In case that kind of happens. Still ended up a little positive in that trade, I believe, especially because of the taken profit. And NKTR that I was trading earlier, that I had the $270 winner on, looks like it tested new high day and immediately flushed down like good 30 cents or so. I could see it breaking that and really moving well, so I am gonna keep an eye on that. It's a little far from where I'd like it to be. Ooh. This is looking for another quick test. That jumped pretty quick. Expected it to have trouble around the old high a day, but that clearly wasn't the case. Still got some decent earnings out of that. I'm gonna watch over here for a minute. 24.24. Want to be a little safe on this. It has a nice top here at 24.24, but just because of how quickly it flushed down on this one, and actually it looks like it has some higher red candles now, so definitely need to be careful on this trade. It is showing strength overall, though. I hope this just isn't the top of the day. CPAH is sprinting higher in the background. That's a little sad I'm missing it. Oh, never mind. I guess I was just looking at the scanner late. Maybe looking for a new high a day. Probably gonna do this off the level 2, not try and like get it on the way by. Yeah, this is a very nice top, if it moves. Looks like it's starting to break that flag on the way down. Gonna probably cancel that for now. I'll probably rip right by. The second I cancel that, it's gonna decide to just sprint for it. NKTR is also very close to the previous high day. Like I said, it was kind of capping there around 24.24. So just trying to multitask and watch both stocks at once. I don't want to get filled on CPAH while I'm totally into NKTR. It's actually a third stock that keeps hitting the scanner. I want to check out time quickly. Wow. Yeah, I missed that one pretty good. I'm a little skeptical of hopping in there. I probably could have ridden it, but for whatever reason, just how it was creeping up there, I was really nervous it was going to tap it and just reverse. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm already up on the day. I don't need to give it back. NKTR is tapping the high. Looks like it's struggling to really break it again. I'll buy that on the way up. It's not still moving. I don't feel like risking that. I think I actually made 15 bucks there, so probably an average of a cent. Not too bad. So what was the on time? 14:14 is creating a nice little tabletop here. Could be interested. I wish I was watching the stock a little bit more throughout the move, so I knew kind of how it was making this run. Looked like it broke through massive resistance at 14.16 there very quickly. Kind of coming up on that next resistance. I guess this was halted. That was an insane move. Kind of low volume, pretty hard sell off here. Oh, so it was halted going up and resumed and just tanked. There was like, that's so odd. There was like literally no trades taken between 7 and 750. And then PAVM was another that is moving. That looks a little unpredictable. I don't really like when that started to run. At least it just didn't make sense to me. Ooh. This one looks like it's trying to get halted again. Take a smaller trade on like 850 here. Looks a little risky to me. Not a fan of the Doge. Gonna back out of that one. I could start to look at it again later, maybe. It also may just be a good time to call it. I'm up $695 on the day. Really not a bad move. As you guys could see, I had quite a few poor losses right at the beginning of the year. Down overall, I think all-time trading I might also be down at this point because of how big the losses were on like the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I believe. But I'll be trying to look for a recap of that pretty soon. Go through what mistakes I was making, what I need to change in my... I don't think there's really strategy changes. It's more personal limit changes, so I don't take trades after I've lost a certain amount, and also just some technique changes, if anything. But overall, I think $695 on the day is a pretty good winner. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you all on Monday. Have a good weekend.